y'all. It is so good to be back with you. This is Jen. I'm sorry that I've been kind of MIA the last couple weeks. I am here today, coming back strong to show you my newest idea for a quick and easy journal. And I'm kind of calling this like a zine style or personal zine style journal, because, and I guess you could probably call it a trash journal or junk journal, because I'm non-judgmentally approaching it. And this is the third one that I've made, and I just use it out of junk mail. Any kind of card thickness of any kind of junk mail is what I'm doing. And the first one was a kind of like a large postcard, like advertisement. And I thought it would be such a neat shape to fold and make into an easy journal. And so I filled that one up real easy. These last about like a week to a week and a half to 2 weeks, just depending on how often you journal in it. But the second one I made, I copied the same shape and size as the first one, but then I realized that that was adding too much pressure, too much work. It didn't feel as free and fun as the first one. So now I'm going to kind of base my journal shapes and sizes on, future junk mail that I collect, I think. I think that's where I'm going to go with that. And that, for just to let you know, the cover is an image of me that pocket journal Pam created, and I was so shocked when she made it. It was so nice. So I had to just put this on this journal. I just am in love with it. So the idea came to me because I have been making these massive thick journals every month, and I'm always trying new ways of journaling, and it seems like I just can't stick with any of them. So I decided to make a really small journal based on that postcard that I got in the mail. And I decided that I'm going to put no rules on it, no pressure. It doesn't have to be anything. It can just be whatever. It's really like a playing and capturing things from your subconscious is really what it is. So any kind of flicker of a little idea I put in there. I capture dreams. I record what happened to me that day. Anything that my kids say that I think is just so funny and I want to remember, I put it in there. That's something I've really been struggling with, is like that loss of capturing things that my kids say or the way they say things, because with the normal journals that I've been making, I've been waiting for free time to make a creative, visually pleasing spread, a nice composition. When I'm doing that, I keep putting off journaling, and I feel like it has to be an artistic presentation, a spread in a journal, but it doesn't have to be. Anything coming raw from your subconscious is art, and it's really hard for people to capture that in the moment freshness, without filtering what what you do. So I would suggest you guys give it a try, and what I did to make it easy, and I'll show you it like, as the video progresses. I kind of started with simple designs and patterns on white sheets of paper, and that gives me like a prompt. It motivates me to add stuff, right on the paper, because it's kind of cute. So basically you're just making a cute cover that's attractive, and it makes you want to, come work in it. And of course it doesn't have to be decorative. It doesn't have to be, artistic. It can be junky. It can just be whatever you like, whatever is motivating to you, whatever's curious, mysterious, anything. So I'm hoping to give you like flip throughs, hopefully weekly if I can keep these up, of like the finish, journal. And they're really easy to fill up because I only put a few pages, maybe 7 pages in them. And so it shouldn't be too hard to fill them up. And then, you have volumes or collections of these journals, and there's just no pressure. So you can just add anything and everything that comes to mind. I've been using mine to tape in kind of like a mood board type thing, but things that really inspire me that, I find on Pinterest or I see in a online course that I take. I will do a screenshot and then I will print them out. And so I've been like taping those things in. So this is art I'm putting in from myself, Susie's Tiny Desk, and Pocket Journal Pam. And I've recently started following Tara Blee Creative. Tara, I love her name so much. And yeah, so I'm putting their art on here because I really love our community of artists who just pour art out of their soul on a monthly basis, which is, in my opinion, it's too much too soon. And I hope people realize that. But yeah, very generous people, and they've just been so motivating and inspiring and just nice, sweet people in the community. So I like to incorporate my art with theirs. You can see I had a snack there. Yeah, so I have glued everything on. I'm just trimming the edges, and now I'm going to start sealing it with some shipping tape. So this is what I have on hand, but I don't really like it that much. I have seen online that there's sheets of this adhesive tape, like in a sheet form. So I'm wondering if that, that would be cool. But listen, the shipping tape is fine because you know what? It makes it super easy, super accessible, and super affordable. I had been laminating these covers, and again, that's putting another block between you and journaling, okay? So yeah, but people who love to craft and take their time and make these craftsmanship items, that's great. And if that's your end goal, then that's your end goal. But my goal is to capture things, subconscious thoughts, imagery, things that I see, things that are said, dreams, things that I do. That's my end goal because that inspires future art, and experiences. So I also put goals in here as well. So I just grabbed some paper. This is the Hammermill Color Copy Cover, CCC paper. It's a really smooth, thicker copy paper, and it prints ephemera really beautifully. And I just love the texture. Like, it's very smooth, but you can use whatever you have. Remember, you don't want to block yourself from making these. You don't want to have to, I got to order this on Amazon before I can start this. Start it today. Start it right now. And, don't let this be your, it's a family heirloom, or this is my Instagram presentation journal or something. Just don't give it any filters or any rules, and I promise you it'll be much easier to keep it up. So with this type of journal, you can decorate it in stages if you want to decorate it. So like I said, the first thing I do is I add the background. I add some lines and some graph lines, and you'll see what I do with it. And then you can write in things with just pen, and you can tape in things that you find. You can tape in ephemera, you can tape in the images that you've been saving on your Pinterest, and then you can add stickers if you want. And I have not been going into my sticker stash. I haven't been using washi tape because, again, that is another roadblock for me to reach my end goal. So what I've been doing is using office stickers, like the circle stickers, to do like a simple minimalistic decoration. And I've been using masking tape instead of different washi tape. And what you'll see is it creates this consistent and cohesive journal. It's not like all mixy matchy. You don't have to stress with matching the washi tape and just making this like cohesive spread, unless that's what your end goal is. So anyway, I've been using Tombow markers and mild liners. I love the transparency of them. So if you can write on top of it, or you can go afterwards and add more color over your writing, later on. Be careful. Oops, whoops. Sorry about that. Be careful of like smudging the ink. Some inks are not waterproof, so they can be like reactivated. But I just let that go. If that happens, it's like what it is, I just leave it, or I'll cover it up if I really don't like it with something else. So yeah, I'm just doing, it's very intuitive. The journal is intuitive, and it's prompted by your subconscious or things that you see in your environment. That's basically how I'm approaching it. So this is it. This is a tri-fold journal. It's sealed with the shipping tape. It's got mine and my friend's art on it. And yeah, I had done like a live voice thing with it, but I did not like the audio. But I used the gift bag to cover the journal. That was my base. And then I used the handle as the closure for the journal. On my first journals, I used a brad an eyelet and some twine and just made a closure like that. So here I found that tag on the ground, and I really suggest like putting stuff that you find in this journal because it's really cool, and it can, further inspire you, for different ideas. But I'm just showing you on how I've started to fill it up. These are all the examples of what I said. That's capturing what happened that day. These are little ephemera bits from things that the kids did. They made a live action Among Us game in our house. So those were from that. And you can see I've done different formats with the, markers. It looks interesting. It looks maybe like a pre-made journal, yeah. And then so I already started adding to that, got some art that my kids made, and just intuitively added it to that page because it kind of matched. These boxes, I've already used those for daily to-do lists, just because the shape indicated to me that would be a good thing. This could be quotes or dreams or things that you want to accomplish. Oh, the door is about to slam. It's such a nice day today, and I have the wind, and I'm got the doors open. Yeah, just more lined stuff for writing, just to invite you to write more. If you're more visual, you can stick with a grid pattern if you want. And just collecting ephemera, that elastic is fun to play with. Those boxes, I can put little drawing thumbnails of ideas that I have. And on that back page, I just used some trash, the little bits just to decorate with. You can see like the chipboard and some leftover thread to the right. And so here I'm going through a collection of, the things that inspire me that I found on Pinterest or I've screenshot. And I'm just seeing what calls out to me and what's relevant right now. And right now, I'm thinking of a composition idea. It's not to look at other people's compositions and steal it. This one lady in a course, she said, steal a composition, but she meant like look at other people's, how they lay out their art. But instead, I would rather experiment with different ways, so I kind of jotted that down behind it. But you can see that it's done with masking tape, and not only can you write on the back of it, but you can write underneath it. And you can just layer up a bunch of stuff. So here I was like, oh, an alligator. I think I had a dream about an alligator, or maybe there was this discussion with family about alligators eating people here in South Carolina and Florida. But so I decided to tape that down, and I wrote a note saying I would like to try out, drawing an alligator in the future because I've never drawn one before. And this one is a reminder to me to look at more examples of this artist that I really like, to look at more of her work. And you can see I have pictures there. Since recording this, I've already taped in pictures, or I've glued them in, just depending. And so I'm also capturing my memories. So it's also memory keeping. It's like a multi-purpose tool. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this idea. I have a couple minutes left with you. I just hope that this is what I'm excited about right now, and I feel like it's a very like non-stressful, subconscious playing type way to approach journaling and memory keeping. And I also am decorating these with the art that my friends make in their Patreon sheets. I do that as a last step. Before I finalize the journal, I flip through it and I just add anything that's relevant, anywhere I can fit things. I would love to hear your feedback in the comments, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love to have you in this little community. I love hearing y'all's ideas, and until next time, I love you guys. You are creative and you have so much art within you. You just gotta let it go. You gotta let it out with no judgment. And I know you're creative. I know you can do what you put your mind to and what gives you energy and what excites you. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on Patreon, to chat and to share my art with you, or I hope to see you back here next time. Have a good one, guys. Bye.